So, if I was going to try and give someone as much advice in as short a span as possible, what I would try and do is encourage people to understand the way that they learn. I would encourage people to understand that music and the performance of music is all physical, and the way that we move ourselves around physically is via muscle memory, not cognitive function. This is for remembering stuff, not for moving your limbs and fingers. So, in order to develop muscle memory, you are making a connection in the brain. It is physically altering the structure of your brain. This takes around 6 weeks. So if you're practicing something and it feels bad, you've got to focus really hard, know that over the span of about 6 weeks, it will slowly become more comfortable. And your comfort is what dictates your success. If you manage to do this, great, you're winning. But if you want to get real scientific about it, it takes about, there we go, 90 minutes a day for 4 days per week for 6 weeks for maximum brain efficiency here. 90 minutes a day is aspirational. If you're a professional musician, this is great. If you're not a professional musician, call it half an hour, call it 10 minutes. We don't care. 4 days a week is not aspirational. This is very, very, very useful. If you are trying to play little and often, you will see greater success for a maximum of 4 days a week than if you're playing for a massive chunk of time 1 day a week. 7 days a week, I mean, if you're having fun, go for it, but 4 days is the target. More than that is all gravy. 6 weeks, there's that magic number again. That's how long it takes. If you know you're working on something now, expect to see it appear in your playing about 6 weeks later. Then, I would encourage you to structure your practice time. Rather than practicing like a massive chunk, I practice in half an hour chunks. I don't practice for more than that because I'm too stupid. Don't just practice for half an hour because you can't focus for half an hour. You'll get bored. Instead, practice for 5 minutes. That is 5 minutes. Practice a skill for 5 minutes, practice another skill for 5 minutes, then do another thing for 5 minutes, 5 times 5, or 25 minutes, and then spend 5 minutes resting, because otherwise your focus will go. I'll show that over here. Here we go. Generally, I try and structure my practice around 5 minutes of a skill, 5 minutes of another skill, 5 minutes of a music theory idea, like a new chord or a new shape or something like that, or a new rhythm, 5 minutes of one song, 5 minutes of another song. So I know that I'm developing skills, my brain, and also songs, repertoire. Because I do practice for longer, I practice for like maybe 90 minutes a day sometimes. Maybe some days I've gone for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. What I tend to do is I'll just do lots of these, and I'll do like one of these for rhythm, or one of these for chords, or one of these for theory, or 5 times 5 for theory, 5 times 5 for chords, 5 times 5 for songs, 5 times 5 for drums, for piano, for singing, whatever. You can just keep doing this as long as you're not getting bored, because your fun will dictate your success. If you are enjoying yourself, fuck all this and just do whatever feels good. Because that is it's called play for a reason, playing music for a reason. If you think you would have even more fun by getting better at the instrument, then practice more sincerely so that you can do it. But the fun is the goal. If you hate it, you won't persevere. But yeah, this is how I try and practice and how I structure my time, and I find it really, really effective. Muscle memory. If you understand you're trying to develop muscle memory, great. Theory stuff, learn your rhythm alphabet. That is every version of an 8th note pattern, of which there are 4, every version of a 16th note pattern, of which there are 16, every version of an 8th note triplet, which there are 8. That is every single rhythm that exists. This will take you about 2 years, probably, but then you never ever have problems with rhythm ever in your life. It's great. Then learn the circle of fifths. If you learn the circle of fifths, you will find that you can see how chords fit together, because every point on the circle contains a chord, and points on the circle that are adjacent will sound good together. So now you know what chords you expect to see in a piece of music you're learning, and what chords you expect will work nicely together if you're writing your own music. It's a great way of navigating. We've skimmed over this in 4 minutes, so there is a lot. You may have a lot of questions, but hopefully that gives you a sense of direction. Because if you have a sense of direction, then you know you're going to keep working, things will work out. If you don't have a sense of direction, that's when you get frustrated, like, is this right? Is this working? Is this going to work? That is how I try and learn. If you understand where you are right now, where you want to be, and how you will get there, by developing muscle memory, by developing this style, by understanding this system, that is how you can kind of operate most effectively. I hope that helps.